friends. Welcome to the first ever edition of Crab Seasoning. I'm very excited. It is Memorial Day weekend. I am at home. I didn't make it outside because the weather's terrible, but I wanted to set up shop, eat some crabs, some Maryland steamed crabs with you guys, and maybe rip open a couple boxes of cards. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started. So today I have a Topps Heritage 2025 Mega Box. I was at the shop today, or was it last week? I was at the shop and I was going through some potential good things to rip since it's baseball season. The Orioles are playing a doubleheader just now. They just hit a 3-run walk-off home run. They're about to turn their season around, and I'm not going to say anything bad about them while I go through this. But what I was told was these are a good rip because there's just so many packs in it. So I think there's 8 packs. So I think a part of what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you guys how to open, rip a crab, and correctly pick a crab while we open up some baseball cards. So it looks like it could be messy, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so let me start here. I do have my crab knife. I'm going to keep my hands clean for now for pack number 1. And then we'll just kind of see how things progress here. All right, so let's open up. There's a lot more than 8 packs, so maybe I was wrong about that. But we'll have to open up a couple packs and go back and forth. Why did I think there were 8 packs in here? That's crazy. We have well over 8. I think we might have 16. We have 14 packs. All right. So, no, we have I don't know. We have a lot of packs. So, we'll get started. I'll open up a couple packs now and I'll go step by step. And hopefully we have a good time when we talk through everything. So, here we go. We got Jack Flaherty. We got Blake Snell. Ooh, we got Mike Trout. Mike Trout is having a great year so far. So he went from guy I don't want to buy to guy I still don't want to buy, but his cards might be worth a little bit more. So that's cool. Spencer Steer. Francisco Lindor. Oh. Hunter Biggie? I don't know. He's one of those Rays pitchers that you've never heard of that has a 0 ERA, I'm sure. Edgardo Henriquez. This is like a nice chrome card. And then we have Darren Baker, rookie. So I don't know any of those rookies, but I'm sure some of them are probably kicking it right now. Just given that they don't play in the American, well, some of them do play in the American League East. But let's open up. I'll open up 2 more cards before I get started. Whoa, hello, Chris Bryant. That's cool. I wonder if this is numbered or anything. Doesn't look like it. Nice card. Brandon Marsh, Dylan Cruz, Hurston Waldrep. That's a rookie. Chris Bryant. Look at this cool strikeout leaders. Javier Assad, Hunter Fiducia, and Patrick Bailey. All right, let me pop open one more pack of cards. And then I will get into cracking crabs. There's my guy, Anthony Santander. So I guess this is a 2025 Heritage, but man, I miss Anthony Santander. I'm a huge Tony Taters fan. I think it was a bad move not to keep him, and I think it's been a shame that he's been injured ever since he left. But he's certainly a lot better of an option as a switch-hitting home run hitter than whatever we got out of Tyler O'Neill. Justin Verlander, Teoscar Hernandez, Reese Hines, Connor Norby, former Oriole, rookie, Ryan Bliss, rookie. We have an AL victory leaders here, Tarek Skubal, he's the man. And then we have Aaron Judge. All right, kept our hands clean for some Aaron Judge. All right, cool. So let's take a quick break here, and what I'll do is since I live in Maryland, one of the Memorial Day and summertime traditions is buying some crabs and cracking them open and eating some steamed crabs. So what I like to do is we'll start and I'll go a little bit at a time. I'll pick some crabs, I'll open some cards, but as long as we have our knife, our nice sharp knife, and our crab mallet. These crabs are from Conrad's Crabs in Baltimore. So let's grab one and get started. Let's see if we can find a nice heavy one. I think this one's a nice heavy one here. All right, so the first thing you do when you open up a crab, you have this big old crab. Now these are jumbos. I'm not gonna buy jumbos going forward, but I just figured it's Memorial Day weekend. It's my first time. It's my first time doing this, so why don't we get some nice crabs? All right, so we just got to take all the legs off. See here, we take off the leg. We eat that meat that's right there, and then we take off the other leg. Do the same. And then what I like to do, because it's going to matter in a later step, I like to just slowly cut off each leg. I don't like when meat ends up on the end of the leg when I pull it off. So I don't know if you call these legs. Are these crab? These are crab legs. I don't do Alaskan crab legs, so there is meat in these. If you're desperate and hungry, there's meat in those. You can definitely eat them. And for the jumbos, you can definitely get some good stuff out of those. So one thing about eating crabs in this town is that there is some occupational hazards here. You can see here with me trying to crack open these crab legs. But what I like to do is get them all the way down at the boot, at the knuckle here, and get them all off. So then we'll have just these back fins. So sometimes you'll pull these back fins out and you'll have a big slab of meat. But I like to avoid that. Just want to cut them off. And now we have just this crab here. What's going on? Womp, womp. All right, so with that said, we have our two claws, and we'll start with the claws after we take a quick ripping break. So let me see if I can just dust my hands off just a little bit, not much. And we'll open up a couple more cards. Oh, it's hard to do. All right, what do we got here? We have Jazz Chisholm. Boom. Bob Gibson, all-time All-Stars. Zach Geloff. Willie Castro. Yilbert Diaz, rookie. Angel Martinez. Rookie. Scubal Blanco Valdez. Earn run average leaders. All right. Tristan Casas. And Salvador Perez. All right, all right. Very cool cards. I don't know what you can hit in these cards and what kind of autos we're looking at or anything like that. I haven't opened Heritage in quite a while, so I'm not 100% sure, but we're gonna have a fun time trying to figure it out. All right, Luis Peralta. Edwin Diaz, Jose Caballero, Johan Duran, Curtis Mead, Jesse Winker, upside down. Does that mean something when it's upside down? This looks like some sort of a variation. We'll have to find out. What do we think? Tell me if this is a variation. Fernando Tatis and a father-son big leaguers. All right, let's put these off to the side. All right, I'll rip one more pack and we'll get back into ripping crabs. How about that? All right, let's see what we got here. Jacob Hurtubise. This looks nice. It's a red. I feel like this red might be worth top loading. Well, let's be careful here. Let's try not to get the cards dirty. All right, this bad boy is gonna get sleeved, and we're gonna get it top loaded. Hopefully this isn't the best hit we have today, but we'll get it in there. Sit it up here. Hopefully we got a little more up our sleeves here. So Scherzer, Jock Peterson, Ellie, Gustavo Campero for the Angels. Matt McLean. Oh, what is this? A 25th anniversary card, Mason Wynn. This is cool. I think we got to put this in a top loader too. Try and make sure that we are careful here. Get this all sorted out. All right, so I don't know if we're gonna make this a series or how we're gonna really handle this this whole thing here, but you know, if we pick a card that is a good card, I'm most likely gonna try and, let's say, clean it up and get it graded. All right, so let's get back into the crabs. So the first thing you like to do is you got your 2 claws. These are big claws. They have all kinds of meat in them. So the first try, we just crack this open. We get this back fin. If you're lucky, you get it on the first pull just like that. Boom. Amazing. After that, we'll crack another one. Do the same thing. Do I get it? No, not quite. And then after that, it's just kind of a bang it till you get all the meat out type game. There we go. Oh, I gotta keep cracking a little bit. Oh, there we go. Then we get the meat out. So that's the bottom half of the top half of the crab claw. Crab claw is delicious, man. Love me some claw meat. Typically, I'll hold on to my claws all the way till I'm done, and then just eat like 20 of them at once. So then in order to cut the crab claw, the front claw, it's a little bit harder, but you just take your knife and you kind of position it down near the bottom, and then just take your mallet and bang. Then you should have broken off enough to be able to pop that bad boy open. Look at that. That's how it's done. They don't serve this at the Truist Club the same way as I can get it here. All right. So just so you know, there is a shell in the middle of this back fin, so you can't just like bite into it. You gotta like bite it and pull it out, just like that. Pretty good. That's an all-time crab right there. All right, let's do that one more time. Like I said, these are jumbo crabs. These were a little expensive, but like I said, it's Memorial Day weekend. Normally the bigger, fattier, heavier crabs have the easiest meat to get out. Let's get a little bit of this off here. Boom. All right, look at that. That's amazing. I cut it too low. Dang. All right. So that's how you do crab claws for Maryland steamed crabs. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Let me just get a little clean up our area a little bit. Act like we care about the cards just a little bit today. All right, so with that said, let's open up a couple more packs. Might need to use my knife. Pew. All right, what do we got here? Cade Smith, David Festa, Kyle Gibson, former Oriole, Royce Lewis, Josh, is it Low or Lau? I know there's a Low and a Lau. I don't know which one's which. Austin Wells, Grant McCray, and the stolen base leaders in 2024. Jose Ramirez, dude, Jose Ramirez might be my favorite baseball player. That guy's just all baseball. He's like 41 steals. I would have never thought that he gets 41 steals. That's crazy. But good on him. All right, let's keep going here. Boom, Joey Loperfido. This little like speckle refractor. Nice, like that. Brandon Nimmo, Dustin Harris, Mickey Moniak, Novelli Marte, Bill Contreras, Hayden Birdsong. Isn't he? He's a solid pitcher. That's a nice chrome rookie. I'll have to get that top loaded. Wilyer Abreu and Seth Lugo. Let's get this in a top loader. All right. Boom. And boom. All right, let's rip one more pack and then we'll crack open this crab and we'll go through the whole ordeal here. Yandy Diaz in a red. I don't know what the red means. I wish I knew more about the Topps Heritage stuff. I don't know a lot about it. Sean Reynolds rookie. Ooh, father-son big leaguers. Jackson Holiday and Matt Holiday. That's a cool card. That's a one I'll throw off to the side because I like it. Jackson Chourio. Brendan Donovan. Bob Clemente. That's awesome. Here we go. So Bob Clemente, I was over some guy's house looking at his collection the other day. He had all kinds of Bob Clemente cards. Oh, we have an upside down Astro. I don't know if upside down means $1 million, but it doesn't look like it. Zach DeZenzo, rookie. And then Rhett Lauder. This guy's got some lettuce. Hell yeah. All right, cool. Let's get our crab here. This is what we got left of our crab. So when you take a look, you can see here we have this apron here. Boom. We need to get up underneath of that thing and lift it off. So we just grab this knife, we lift off the apron, and now we got this big old hole here. Just stack our hole. I'll just put it right in there, and then boom. All right, now that's a crab right there. Ooh, I just cut myself. All right, so number one thing before we really get going is we just kind of got to clean this up a little bit. This crab is almost ready for eating and picking, but we got to take off the bottoms, and then we most especially have to take off these gills here. These and these are not edible. If you were growing up in Maryland, you've been told 1,000,000 times not to eat this as a little kid. You probably learned that this was something you can't eat before you were able to wipe your butt. All right. So we get all that off, and then really it's dealer's choice from here. This is where you can kind of make a decision on how you want to do it. You can take this and you can break it in half, like poof, or you can. What I'll do is I'll do the other method where you kind of just take your big long sharp knife, and you just bang right down the middle, boom, and then you just kind of cut down. And you got to cut down the other way too. And then it breaks in half, and you got this back fin bad boy sitting right here. We're going to clean that out. And then we're going to clean this out. And then before we get into that, let's open up a couple more cards. We'll talk about what goes on in here too. All right, let's go with this. I'm cheating and I'm using my knife. Sorry, everybody. My fingers are too slippery. Kevin Alcantara, Will Smith, Bryce Harper, Jonathan Cannon, Jackson Jobe, JT Realmuto, Tanner Houck, and Joey Ortiz, former Oriole, came over in the Corbin Burns train to Milwaukee. All right. I'm going to keep trying, but I can't do it. I got to do it the dangerous way. All right, what do we got here? Reese Olson, Tyler Fitzgerald, Max Meyer, Bryce Miller, Dalton Varsho, Seth Brown, Daniel Boone, Frontiersman and Pioneer, King of the Wild Frontier. Look at this. Look at this card. I don't know if this is worth anything, but I find it pretty cool. Mason Wynn and Nolan Shanuel. All right, let's add this to the stack. Let's get these guys down here. Let's get a couple more opened here. Oh, God, my fingers. My fingers are screwed. So aside from this, another thing I plan on doing is I'm gonna open up a couple more boxes and a couple more episodes here soon, and open up some football and some basketball and have a little fun with it. So be on the lookout for that. Adrian Del Castillo, Carlos Correa, Junior Caminero, Lou Bob Jr., Reese Hoskins, and upside down Chris Bassett, which is great because this guy is upside down for the Orioles right now. He absolutely stinks. Dylan Cease, and Ohtani, Ozuna, Schwarber home run leaders. I'll put that off to the side too. Sit that right there with Daniel Boone. All right, what do we got left? How many packs? We got... Oh, yeah, we got to get back to the crabs here. All right, so let's talk about the apron here, or this shell. This shell, there's all kinds of stuff in here that's edible. Like I think you can pretty much eat anything that's in here, but some of it's kind of gross. Like I wouldn't want all of that, but do eat some of it. There's mustard in here. Some people like the mustard, some people don't. I think it's delicious. So I'll get a little dirty with this and eat where I can find the mustard, because that's the best part. So the mustard is normally like around these edges. Yeah, that's it right there. Get up in here. Oh yeah, that's it. So you don't have to eat that, but it's good, in my opinion. All right, let's get rid of this shell. So first things first, we got 1/2 of what I cut. And you don't have to cut it this way. You can always break it open, but the whole essence of the crab is in this body here. So you can see here, if you've ever had a Maryland crab cake, this is what it's all about. You get your hands on something like this, and then boom. Same thing on the other side. And then you just sit here. It's a pastime. It's not like to fill you up. There's a little mustard on that. It's not really to fill you up. It's more just to sit and drink and talk and hang and be around the people you love and the people you care about. That's what eating crabs is all about, man. It's just too bad that it's raining outside, because this is an outdoor activity. And I'm bringing it indoors, which it's an okay thing, but you know. So what you're doing now is you're kind of trying to crack it open as much as you can. There's meat hidden all over these things. And some people, what they'll do is they'll just pick. They'll pick and pick and pick, and then they'll just pile up their crab meat, and then maybe just save it all the way to the end, and then eat it all at once. It's not a bad strategy if you just... It depends on how you want to operate. But yeah, there's some work to be done here. Let's get in here. Let's see if I can't get in here and show you a little bit more. So you pop this open, and then you just start pulling crab meat out. You're 100% bound to eat a shell, so don't worry about that. Shells won't kill you. Just the gills that I told you to take off, they might kill you. Yeah. So we've successfully taken care of almost 1/2 of this. Let's get my pile going over here. So here's my little pile. And then you're just feeling your fingers around to see if you can find any crab meat. If you find it, just pile it up. Discard your shells. You should have a bucket in front of you. I got my bucket over here. And then, once we've gotten past all of that, boom. All right. So there you go. We've cleaned out all these shells, put these shells off to the side, get rid of them. And now we can just sit here and just eat them. Just eat it all at once. Yep, got a shell. That's right, I'm just gonna eat it. Boom. Little shell never hurt nobody. All right, let's open a couple more packs. The next part of eating the crab is the real payoff for me. This is why I cut. This is why I cut it instead of breaking it in half. There's just a real payoff that goes with cutting it down the middle and having a cool shell to look at. What about Jesus Sanchez? Let's get back out here. Boom. Jesus Sanchez. Oh, my Lord. Big Christmas. John Kenzie Noel. We love Big Christmas. We're big Christmas people around here. If you don't like Big Christmas, you can get out of my fucking face. Joe Ryan. Merrill Kelly. Drew Romo, rookie. Bill Contreras. Corbin Burns. Orioles, formerly. Sad. Matt Olson. And Ty Madden, rookie. Very cool. I mean, what are we going to do here if we get a hit? I'm just kind of wondering how we handle that. I've never had a hit on camera before. I don't know. Whoa, Melot. The Topps News. Isaac Paredes. Zach Neto. Adolis Garcia. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Lane Thomas. Shea Whitcomb. Mike Burrows. Bing bong. All right. I will open one more pack and then we'll have two left as we finish up this piece. ERA leaders: Chris Sale, Zach Wheeler, Shota, Drew Thorpe, Jazz Chisholm, Joey Loperfido, Brenton Doyle, Gleyber Torres, Tyler Stevenson, Lance Lynn. All right, that's that. Yeah, I mean, Topps Heritage isn't the pack I'm buying, or the box I'm buying to be like, well, there's definitely some guaranteed hits in there. Be cool to get a hit. How cool, I don't know. But let's get back to finishing up this crab. All right, so this is going to be your payoff here. Really, all you do is just peel the meat out. It's the best part. And then as we go through this process, you're going to just come up with the end of the shell. And boy, it's going to look really cool. Get a little mustard on there. All right. There's also a lot of like spitting shells out, and you know, it's a little bit. I wouldn't say it's the most sanitary thing to eat, but if everybody's doing it, it's okay. So, as we start finishing up this crab, I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you're not afraid to try steamed crabs if you're ever coming through Maryland. Or if you just think it's kind of gross, like, I understand that. But just know that this is not something nobody does around here. This is something most people do. Let me spit. Gotta spit. Oof. I think I got all over myself. But the real payoff is right here. I mean, look at that. That's what it's all about. Boom. Look at that. You could paint that and hang it up on your wall. It's beautiful. All right. Well, we got a couple more packs left. We'll rip these packs. See how things go. Logan O'Hoppe? What is with the red? I thought the red meant something, so I top loaded it, but it feels like they're a little bit normal. Griffin Conine? Is that Jeff Conine's son? I feel like it is. That's cool. Randy Arozarena. Ooh, Jacob Wilson. Hey now. That's a rookie. We'll take that. Greg Jones. George Springer again. Tyler Anderson, upside down. Zebby Matthews. And Cade Povich, elbow guy for the Orioles. All right. Cool. Well, we'll get these loaded up. Get them together. But yeah, that's it. That's the whole box of Topps Heritage. So I appreciate you jumping on and taking a look at some of these clips. I think my next plan is shortly, I'm going to keep eating some of these crabs. I'm going to rip a couple more boxes. We're going to talk ball.